All right, so here's my variator. On the last video you saw, I have just put in Dr. Pulley's, and the Dr. Pulley, or the stock roller weights. It left 3 millimeters, right, from the edge. I think it was it 3 millimeters or 4 millimeters? I forgot now. So anyways, check the last video. So this one, I had put the Dr. Pulley's 13 grams, same weight as the stock, and this is a let's see, this is a 2 millimeter Allen wrench. I'm putting up against here, and it looks like it's a little bit. Looks like it's about 2, maybe. Let's see, maybe 1.5. This is a 1.5 millimeter in here. So anyways, so on the flats with the Dr. Pulley's, I was getting about a 1.5 mile per hour more. On the downhill, I got 2.5 mile per hour more. So that's pretty typical. Usually downhill usually runs about a mile or so faster, I think. So looking at the so basically what 1.5 mile an hour more on the flats, I got up to with the condition, with the tire wear and all that stuff, and the variator being pretty new, rollers were probably obviously new, and the belt was new. So stock on the flat I was getting 54-55. With the Dr. Pulley's on the flats I was getting 55-56 or so. And a downhill on the stock I was getting 45-46. With the Dr. Pulley's I was getting 47.5. And that was only a steep downhill grade. So basically that was the only time I saw the 47.5. Otherwise the rest of the time it was 45-46. So looking at my wear here to where the belt is, I can see one spot where I could barely see it anywhere. Just barely glanced at it, and that was that little downhill grade that I went on, that I got to 47.5. Because I was only on on that for about 30 seconds or so on that downhill, and that's the one that left me with basically with 1.5 millimeters or so. Maybe it's even less than 1.5 millimeters. Maybe it's even 1 millimeter. But definitely the 45-46 left it at about 2 millimeters, I think. Seems like. So basically my belt hasn't reached the top of this yet. Looking at my belt, there's no rubbing on the pinion gear like it was when I had that washer in there. So in one way it's good because it didn't go all the way up there, but in one way it's bad because it didn't reach, it didn't, the belt, the top, the outside of the belt didn't reach flush with the outside of the variator here. That's what I wanted. That would that'd be ideally, that would be perfect. But I got pretty close though. So I think if I could get it all the way to the outside here, it'll probably get to probably about 59, 58, 59 would probably be about the top out here, I think. But anyways, that's just the results from the 13 gram Dr. Pulley's. I'm actually gonna try some 12 gram Dr. Pulley's. So this is the first time I've ever used Dr. Pulley's, and the recommendation is that you're supposed to go a little bit lighter, something like 10% or so, approximately. So with the 13 gram, same as stock weight, it felt okay. It felt like it actually was running pretty smooth from idle, basically at a stop, going to full speed and back down to a stop. The transmission, it was very smooth. There was hardly any rattling. Going through the gears is just real smooth. So that's one of the things that people have mentioned, that it seemed like it's smoothing out their drive a little bit, and I got the same result. It was pretty smooth. So I'm gonna put in some 12s and see how that works, and see what the results are. I'm not sure if the 12 is gonna be able to get to to the top or not. And I don't know. I'm gonna take a marker. I'm not just like a little Sharpie, and I'm using a marker right here, and I see how far the belt rises up. I should have done that with the 13, but I forgot about it. But also just looking at the mileage, looking at the how fast you're going, this on the flats, and how fast you go on this downhill. So I'm gonna put in the 12s and do basically the same ride that I did when I had the 13s in, just to see how it performs. So I'll get back to you guys when I have that done.